Definitely. I didn't do any hard sparring for this camp. I just worked with my buddy Jorge Masvidal. Can't thank him enough for what he did for me. We just did light sparring the whole camp. It's not like you're just going to go balls to the wall to get ready, because I don't want to get hurt. My last fight I was hurt. I broke my foot, before the fight. So I just wanted to be healthy and come into the fight,
Colby, you obviously, John Jones was supposed to be the main event of this card. You obviously have a unique relationship and history with him. What did you make of everything that happened to him?
It's unfortunate. He was a really good friend in college. We spent 2 years sharing a bunk bed together. So I was hoping he was going to be here. I thought we were going to get to have a little, coming together again, like in college when we were winning wrestling matches together. So it kind of sucks that happened, but I hope he learns from his mistakes. I said on Twitter, it's unfortunate that he hasn't learned from his mistakes, and that's just, I wasn't trying to take a jab at it. I'm just, I just being honest. I wanted to learn from his mistakes, and I want him as a person to be able to pull himself out of this.
If you were a kid, you must have gotten doesn't play well with others on your report card, because your roommate Masvidal, now you're fighting. John Jones was your roommate. I see you have a few choice words for him. What's going on with you? You can't get along with the people you live with?
I mean, there's a common thing with those two guys. You're talking about two scumbags, two criminals. So, who'd want to get along with those guys? Those guys are dirtbags, man. They cheat on their wives. They beat their wives. They cheat on their taxes. They don't do anything by the law. So, I'm a big believer of law and order. So, of course, I don't agree with those guys. They're scumbags. All the journalists have their feelings hurt about me. They have me, misconstrued. They don't really know who the real person I am, but they don't want to speak about my resume and the accomplishments of what I've done in this sport. I've done things, I've made history time and time again, and there's no luck involved with what I've done. I've completely beat them from the first second to the last second. So not a lot of people can say that. They've gotten lucky finishes, big deal.
Mr. Sean Strickland taking on Bubba McDaniel, a veteran of the sport, but you are as well. Maybe the UFC fans don't know you as much. You weren't on The Ultimate Fighter, but you have a great record coming from King of the Cage.
Yeah, I mean, I've been around, but I finally got the opportunity to prove myself in the UFC, and I'm pretty excited. Can't wait for that opportunity.
Nice, man. You are actually, the odds makers have you as a favorite. Does that surprise you?
Well, I mean, to the odds makers, I've been the underdog in a few fights, and I've went out of that the first round.
Yeah, you mentioned about
you're all the way back there. Is that because you're low on the totem pole, or is it
I mean, what could I do? I can only move up, right?
Yeah, what's with the guys in the fancy suits? How do they get up there? What's the deal with you guys? Are you a commentator? You a guy? Why do you guys get front? He's all the way back there.
Mike is more than welcome to come all the way back up here.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate that very much.
No, okay, just checking, dude. Just checking. Yeah. These fucking guys watch anime. Look at that. They got anime stickers on their Subaru. You fucking know it. You fucking know it. What kind of car you drive, bro?
Just a Mazda.
I guarantee you got an anime sticker on there.
I do not.
Oh, okay. That's some respectable. All right, sorry, man. I'm just fucking with you. I actually watched, when I was a kid, Avatar, The Last Airbender. Good fucking anime, man. Aang was the fucking man, so, I can't talk that much shit. Anyways, back to you, sir. What's up?
John, welcome to the program. I want to ask you, in the end, over 112 seconds at the very least, what'd you do so well last night that allowed you to dominate that fight?
The biggest thing is I feel as if I came 100% prepared, both mentally, physically, spiritually, and I just did a lot of studying, did my homework, and we all saw the results.
If there's a fight out there that you want next, which is it?
You know what? I've been going along this far without ever calling out any opponent, so I'm sorry to be cliche, but I'll just take it one fight at a time and let Joe Silva do all the deciding for who I fight next.
You just mentioned about being prepared to bleed and stuff like that. I know you're a technician at this sport, but you're also someone who can go in there with bad intentions. You want to go in there and prove that you can beat this guy up. Cyril talks about this as a sport, as an athletic competition. Do you think when it comes down to it, he just doesn't have some bad intentions in him like you can take in there?
Well, I believe that, if I go out there and stand in front of him and let him get into his rhythm, then I'm sure he'd have bad intentions. I won't be lulled to sleep by him of like, I'm just happy to be here. It's just the sport. Life goes on if I win or lose. I feel like I fight from something a little bit different. There's a dog inside of me. It was interesting because during the countdown, his coach was like, for the Tai Tuivasa fight, we focused on bringing out Cyril's dog, and I don't feel like that's something your coach should have to like teach you about being a dog. Either you have it or you don't. And I know that I'm a dog at the end of the day. I have a dog in me. I have a lion in me. I have a vicious warrior inside of me. It's who I am. And losing is not an option. This is not just a sporting event to me. This is my life. This is my image. This is my legacy. My reasons why are really big, and I don't know if his energy matches mine when it comes to the seriousness of how I take this fight in this game.
Jorge Masvidal. I'm 29 years old. I'm from Miami, Florida, and as a person, I'm a pretty calm person. A lot of people always think that I'm crazy or that I'm insane, you know, but I'm pretty cool, pretty calm, you know, outside of fighting and stuff, you know. When I was growing up, fighting was one of the main things, you know. If where I grew up, everybody would just fight, you know. If I thought that color was blue and you thought it was red and we didn't come to an agreement, then we were gonna fight, and you know, whoever won, I guess it was that color, you know. That's one thing, and just being young and dumb, trying to get money, you know. We came from humble beginnings, so I would do things sometimes to get money, but for the most part, I was all okay, kid. My main goal is to win the title and defend it a good amount of times, you know. So I don't want to like let it hit me yet, you know. Like a lot of people be telling me, especially since I've been signed, like, man, you're in the UFC, that's so crazy, blah, blah. Like, yeah, you know, it's crazy, but I still got a lot of work ahead of me. I got my work cut out, you know. I got a good division to put a lot of work into, so I try not to let it get to my head and just keep kicking butt.
I don't know if I'm supposed to answer on that.
Hypothetically speaking, if you were to meet Conor Usman on International Fight Week this week,
I'd break his face.
How would you feel if it was booked?
Oh, I'd f his ass up. I'd feel good about it because that's a good fight for my camp and me. We'd like that one very much.
Would there be hypothetically money to get to? I mean, was it a new
There's
contract?
hypothetically a lot of money to get to. There's hypothetically a lot of money to get to. I broke a lot of records when I fought in the last time, so, you know, I'm a prize fighter. I want to get paid for what I do.
The title, as far as the meaning of the belt itself, I mean, for a long time, like you said, you're a prize fighter, you're about the money, but does the belt signify something to you? Would it be an accomplishment?
Definitely signify something. But more than that, beating Usman in a really bad way will be better for me in a way, you know. He has a couple of victories against a couple of my teammates, so I definitely got to represent for ATT then, take his head off.
I don't know, I take inspiration from everything, you know what I mean? I don't really have one set thing that inspires me. I try and take inspiration from everything, from people just going out there and putting themselves out there, trying to chase something down, whatever it is. It could be martial arts, it could be anything. This guy chasing a college degree, you know what I mean? I'm inspired by everything. Basically someone chasing their dreams is what inspires me.
What does martial arts do for you?
Martial arts has given me a focus. You know, I don't know where I would be without martial arts in my life, you know. Anytime I've drifted away from training, or I don't know, I just seem to lose focus. But when I'm on and martial arts is my life, it just gives me dedication, you know what I mean? It gives me a drive, something that nothing else could do for me.
This game is mine. This city, Las Vegas, is mine. This world is mine. Saturday night, I'm going to show that.
And I asked this question because I also read about, and people talk about things like this where, okay, it's the fame and people think about, okay, so I've got fame and I'm comfortable and that might be the reason. Where in fact the reason might be the people that you got to ward off because everybody wants a piece of you once you're that champion.
Yeah.
Conor Usman spoke about being a champion and how tough that is.
He is a bum of a thing. Don't mind him. You know, there's no celebrity, there's no fame. That thing is nada, nothing, not even on the radar of anything. Fame and celebrity, there's pitfalls for it. But I am no celebrity. People mistake me for a celebrity. I break people's faces for money and bounce. That's what I do. So Saturday night, I'm going to do it again.
The UFC debut, give us a thought on your performance overall. How'd you feel about it?
I'm super excited to go watch the fight back. I really wanted to finish, but I'm super excited. I thought it was a good performance, but I really wanted that finish.
And you said no pressure or anything, but I mean, you went in there and you styled against tonight. I mean, is that just who you are naturally? Do you feel like there's a responsibility to put on a show and live up to this reputation that you're quickly gaining?
That's just how I fight. You know, it's gonna be how you go back and look at all my fights since I was 16 kickboxing. They all look like that, and I'm just getting better and getting more tricks. So they're all gonna look like that from now on out too.
You starting to feel kind of comfortable in the UFC now?
Yeah, I felt comfortable, and I haven't not felt comfortable.
You pretty much called your shot next, right? You want a rematch with Chita Vera later this year?
Yeah, I thought, let's shoot a promo, but we'll see. He just the way he acts, he's so annoying. Just like he's not funny, and he tries to be. He's so ugly. He dresses like an idiot. It's like, God, do I really have to give this guy an opportunity? But I'm like, well, I'll probably just go out there and whoop his ass, make a lot of money, so I could. So yeah, that could be it. I also wouldn't mind knocking out Gervonta Davis, and I know people are gonna go, oh, you want to be Conor. I'm telling you, that fight is gonna happen.
A lot of people expected me to start trying to get a title shot right after a couple wins, especially after beating the #1 contender and then getting a couple more in a row. But, I'm 23 years old and I want to be in this sport for the long run. I want to have a long career. And, when I get in there and fight for that belt, I want to be ready 100%, no looking back, no regrets. And I think that takes time and growth with fights. When I found mixed martial arts, it changed my life. It changed my life around. It gave me something to be the best at, something to, it gave me goals. And not only that, I love it. I've traveled, the world. I've met people. It changed me as a person. I see the world, I see things differently now because of mixed martial arts.
You just finished a autograph signing with a bunch of fans. How was it? I know you're a man of the people. How is it to have this long line of fans just giddy to meet you?
I feel like year after year these lines are getting longer and longer. It's crazy, man. It was supposed to be, I think an hour, ended up staying, or an hour and a half, ended up staying probably 2 hours. Make sure I get everybody in line. Don't want anybody left out, especially people who've been waiting. But it's all good, man. I love the support.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously you fought here a year ago. Extremely memorable fight with Michael Chandler. Is that what a lot of people talk to you about? Like when they come up, they're like, man, I remember seeing you here in New York.
Yeah, the locals are telling me it was a great fight. They were there in attendance. A lot of them had Michael Chandler's signature on stuff because I guess he was here or somewhere around here last night. So it's all good.
You pretty much dropped him with every single one of your limbs as well. Yeah. Did you think he was going to stay down?
Yeah, like I said, I hit him with big shots. Normally I hit guys and they go out. So fair play for Sean for carrying on to the third round and getting so far into the fight. I think I dropped him like 6-7 times. So fair play.
I mean, it shows the progression in your career because we've seen this with you before. The Polish kid at Fight UK. This guy was like sitting up every time and knocked him down, wasn't it? But you didn't get the finish that night, but you did tonight. Yeah. So I think that shows great progression. You sort of.
Yeah, thank you.
The current UFC champion with the longest reign is Alec Volkanovski.
Yeah. And what's that?
The number 2 is Leon Edwards.
Is it?
You had the second longest current title reign in the UFC.
Sounds right.
How about that?
Yeah.
And you've only defended it once.
I know, it sounds about right. I think, like I said, my goal now is to be the best ever welterweight of all time, So if I can go out there after beat Colby, just keep reigning. I want to beat GSP record for that title defenses. Because everyone got him down as the GOAT, So if we go out there, I took one GOAT out already. There was a claim he was the GOAT. Well, the media was in. So we keep chipping away. I'm 32 now, so I feel like I got to 37 to accomplish my goals, and it's therefore there for me, So.
Поблагодарит American Kickboxing Academy. Thanks, AKA. Thanks, Javier Mendez. Thanks, King Mo. Everybody, people. John Fitch, Velasquez, Carme, Luke Rockhold, Tyson Griffin, Justin Wilcox. Everybody is no team. Is a family. Thank you, and thank you, my father.
To become world champion, to become the best in the world, it's not easy things. You have to be you have to be focused on all your life. It's about sacrifice, about 30 years. Next month I'm gonna be 35. I find myself on mats when I was 3, 4. I don't remember exactly what. I remember all my life I was in the gym, and from that point, and of course, Father teach me my religion. Father teach me discipline, rules, and number one things it was respect. You have to respect gym, you have to respect coaches, you have to respect your sparring partners, you have to respect all people. You cannot fight in the street because you know how to hurt people. It was all about respect,
It's good to see you again, Tony. How you doing, man?
Hey, good, very good. It's got a Powerball in my hand here, the platinum version.
Again, I just want to talk a little bit about little bit about Tony. So basically, you pretty much catapulted your way through the MMA scene, straight into the UFC, mainly, especially since season 13 of The Ultimate Fighter. You knocked Ramsey out first round, cold with a mean left cross. How was that experience for you? How was it fighting for Team Lesnar?
Fighting for Team Lesnar was interesting. What I did was I took my routine into the house over there, and so I built it on top of my routine, on top of everything I was learning inside the house, and I just kept building it one step at a time. It's been a work in progress, and the one thing that I got notice of was when you knock somebody out, Dana White gets excited.
Listen, you're a much beloved figure in the sport, man. I know there was an arrest in May, and people were kind of worried about you. What's his health like? What's his life like? What can you say about that and kind of where you are overall?
Well, I'm going to be real with you. There's a whole bunch of slander and a whole bunch of shit that probably shouldn't have been down, but you know what I mean? There's going to be some lawsuits and some other shit that's going down, so you guys really want to get into it. I've always taken heat from the media. I've always taken heat from the media, and now I'm telling you guys, which is funny, you want to laugh about it, which is kind of cool, but you guys weren't there. I was there. So I know what the fuck's going on. I pay attention to what I fucking had to do, and I'm going to be real with you. I'm here at UFC 291 because I asked for this fight. Now, I never really asked for fights because I'm always just getting handed shit, or I'm always getting handed shit.
Is there something you're looking forward to seeing while you're here?
To be honest with you, I've been looking for the Statue of Liberty everywhere. I haven't seen it once. That'd be cool.
Does it make the fight feel bigger?
I found some pretty big places too before, but yeah, New York. That'd be a cool place to see, and Fox, big deal, so yeah.
I want to ask you about some things that he's been saying in the media, since that press conference back in May. He seems like he's irritated that he thought that maybe you would promote the fight differently, or maybe you would go back at him on certain things, and he doesn't think you've been doing that. What are your thoughts on that?
That's his problem. I don't really. I think my fighting from over the years promoted my fights, and I'm not gonna get in a little kid argument with the guy and act like we're any realer than it is. I don't get no realer than this anyway, so I don't need to act like it's. I don't talk a bunch of shit like he wants to do. I don't want to sit here and talk shit and go back and forth. He said something about me up at the press conference. I'm like, I wasn't there for no argument. I don't even want to go to a press conference to argue with nobody. If we're gonna argue, we're gonna fight. So let's just stay the away from each other till it's time to fight.
It's up to him what he does and how he behaves. I believe he's behaving inappropriately. We're fighting in the premier sport mixed martial arts organisation in the world, and he's kind of acting like a bit of an idiot. But that's his lookout. I just focus on what I'm doing. He's selling his soul for the sake of a few YouTube hits. The guy's 38 years old, and he's kind of acting like a moron. He's so I'll leave him to it. Maybe he crossed the line a little bit on occasions. He's making fun out of me because I'm English. He's like, get over it, come on, I've got an accent, I come from a different country than you, big deal, the world's a big place. And some of the things he said I don't really agree with, but if that's what he wants to do, that's fine. If he wants to make fun out of me on the internet, that's fine, because I'll be the one laughing come Saturday night.
But still, there it is. If only Mike had internet access, he could find out who fought whom. Well, Wex Wuther, if only you weren't such a dickhead, I'd say your name. He ruptured his Achilles. He did. Achilles tendon. Anyway, right, that's a bit of chit-chat about that situation. What's going on with you lot? There's lots of stuff going on in the world of mixed martial arts. We'll get to that in a minute. We've got Kenny the Contender. You are a conceiver, one day to be a believer.
I'm back here right now backstage. I'll be interviewing the fighters as they come out of the octagon, and I'll also be previewing the fights, the final fights in each weight division. I'll be talking to the fighters. We'll find out who's injured, who's going to be able to continue, and who's going to go in if we need an alternate. Anything we need to know, as soon as I find out, you'll know.
But you didn't learn anything from tonight's fight because Cowboy Cerrone just didn't show up. I could have ran for 40 seconds.
I disagree. We learned he rises to the occasion. We learned he could put Cowboy away. We learned that he could land a head kick. We learned that he could beat him down. We learned that this guy performs when the lights are on him. We already knew that. But we learned that he was focused, and we saw I've been aware of his training. He was in tip-top shape for this.
We're bringing them the top talent, the top fighters in the world. A lot of the credit for that goes to the gentleman who joined me now, Dana White, president of the Ultimate Fighting Championship. Dana, congratulations on your first show. That's got to feel good.
Thank you very much, James. I appreciate it. We're very excited. We got a sellout crowd here, 5,000 people, revved and ready to go.
They are certainly revved. They are certainly ready to go. We've got veterans on the card. We've got newcomers on the card. We've got 2 belts on the line. What else does the UFC have to look forward to?
Basically, what we want to do is we want to make the Super Bowl of mixed martial arts. We want to make it more fan-friendly. We want to get the crowd involved in it, and we want to bring back the best fighters in the world.
Jeez, this stuff's been around. And the ivermectin,
You're a doctor?
The guy won the Nobel Peace Prize.
You're a doctor?
Huh?
You're a doctor?
No,
but there's plenty of doctors
there you go.
that do.
Here he comes.
I just asked a question. Are you a doctor?
No, but I took them and they both work for me. So why shouldn't I be able to take them again? Or other people?
I won't answer.
No, come on, dive in.
We do have a brain.
Why shouldn't we be able to take
our
them?
own decision.
Right? You want to know what's scary? I bet I could get some fucking pain pills quicker than I could get monoclonal antibodies. No, not maybe. That's a fact. That's a fact. They fucking hand out pain pills like they're Tic Tacs.
Nobody said that was right.
Huh?
And nobody said that was right.
No, I hear you.
But they keep doing
But
it.
you can. Monoclonal antibodies and ivermectin isn't going to do anything to you. Pain pills kill you. Fact. And I'm not a doctor, but that's a fact.